What's up, guys? Swift here covering everything Chicago Bears related. And today I want to talk about why I believe Ryan Poles hit a grand slam in the 2024 NFL Draft. He has changed the direction of this franchise and put our rebuild on the fast track. I want to talk about the five players drafted, our newest Chicago Bears, and I've already talked about each one, but today I wanted to show you something special that each one brings to the Chicago Bears and why I believe this is the most talented group of players drafted by the Chicago Bears in my lifetime. I already gave this class an A++, and I call it the best draft I've ever seen. A franchise quarterback, a wide receiver number one, a potential left tackle, a pass rusher, and a weapon on special teams. And that's without even mentioning that we added Montez Sweat, Keenan Allen, and Ryan Bates with draft pick trades as well. Let's get right into it. What hasn't already been said about quarterback Caleb Williams? He's simply one of the best quarterback prospects I've ever studied, and I've never seen anyone so happy to be a Chicago Bear. Honestly, this NFL draft was a dream come true. And this is from a guy whose favorite Bear last year was Justin Fields. But I keep it real. Caleb Williams is different, and he's special. He's the first number one pick by the Chicago Bears in my entire lifetime. And the level of talent and excitement he brings to the table is something I've dreamed about all my life. Yes, he still needs to prove it on the football field, but he brings every single thing we want from a quarterback prospect, both on and off of the football field. But his Superman like trait, aside from his arm talent and football intelligence, is his next level release speed. He gets the ball out quicker than any quarterback I've ever studied on tape. You really have to slow things down to see how fast he gets it out. His 0.28-second release, combined with his talent, should allow him to shatter Bears record books and dazzle fans on a weekly basis. I just cannot wait to see this guy in a Chicago Bears uniform. But next up, let's talk about his running mate, the stud receiver from the Washington Huskies. Rome Odunze happens to be one of the best wide receiver prospects that I've ever studied on tape. It's crazy that he came out the same year as Marvin Harrison Jr. Sometimes when scouting, you see flashes of a player, but Rome Odunze is the full package. He compares favorably with guys like Jamar Chase and Devontae Adams. I know what kind of expectations that puts on this dude, but he is seriously that good. If it wasn't for Marvin Harrison Jr., he would have been one of the best wide receivers to come out since Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald, who scouts even compare him to. And with the way he plays, it's a legit comparison. What Odunze brings to the Chicago Bears is a special ability to make contested catches. He led the entire nation in this category, not only contested catches, but also contested catch rate. He caught 21 contested balls in 2023 and had a 75% conversion rate on passes that were contested. He had more contested catches, less drops, and a higher catch percentage than both Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors. We are incredibly lucky and blessed that Rome Odunze fell to the ninth pick of the draft. That moment will always be one of, if not the best draft memories ever for me. I still can't believe it happened. Rome Odunze is instantly one of my favorite Chicago Bears on the entire roster. Next up, I want to talk about the pass rusher we drafted, Austin Booker out of Kansas. A guy with a relentless motor who already has a variety of pass rush moves in his arsenal. He's instantly our second best pass rusher at the defensive end position, and he brings a ton of developmental upside to be a long-term starter. He's a guy with all the tools to be an impact pass rusher for the Bears. But what I wanted to show off and talk about today was what I saw from Booker down at the Senior Bowl that has been making its rounds on Twitter. Austin Booker beat Jordan Morgan badly multiple times during the week of Senior Bowl practice. For those who don't know, Jordan Morgan is the tackle from Arizona, and he was the Green Bay Packers' first round pick. I interviewed him down at the Senior Bowl, and I'm not trying to put the guy down, but as Bears fans, you have to love seeing these clips. Austin Booker was our fifth round pick. Poles traded a fourth round pick from 2025 to come up and get him. Seeing this guy get the best of the guy the Packers chose in the first round is just a delight to our eyes, especially when you consider that he's going to have to face him in key situations as early as this season. We need big plays against the Packers, especially on third down. And Austin Booker going against Jordan Morgan just gives our defense another opportunity to make that happen. And if our fifth round pick gets the best of the Packers' first round pick, that is the kind of thing that can make beating the Green Bay Packers even better. Not only did we get a guy who can be an impact pass rusher, but we added a guy who got the best of the Packers' first round pick, just the cherry on top of this draft class for Ryan Poles. And next up is our new offensive tackle, Karan Omega-G. First off, let me be clear on Omega-G. In a stacked offensive tackle class that saw a record-breaking 8 offensive tackles go in the first round, this guy has the potential to be as good as any of the other guys drafted ahead of him. Now, that doesn't mean he will be, and he has a lot of work to do to get to that level. But Omega-G brings that kind of upside and potential to the Bears roster. That makes you ask, so why did he fall to round 3? A couple of reasons there. Mainly because he went to a small school and got injured. But similar to Braxton Jones, he did come from a small school. He played at Yale. His ascension was hard to miss. He started at right guard in 2021 and then transitioned to left tackle, making an immediate impact, playing nearly 700 snaps and not allowing a single sack. He then had offers to leave Yale and go to a bigger school. But Karan loved his teammates and the school he was already at and chose to stay. He had also worked hard to maintain his GPA and put in a ton of work towards getting his degree from Yale. So he stayed and started out the season dominant again, not allowing a sack in 235 snaps and looking awesome when he was on the field. In total, he didn't allow a sack in his last 900 plus snaps and only gave up 1 sack in his entire college career, and that was as a true freshman. Omega-G suffered a torn quad early in the season, and he wanted badly to come back, but he was forced to have surgery and miss the year. Him missing almost the entire season and not being able to test at the combine is the only reason I believe he fell to pick number 75 in this draft. If he had been healthy all year and had shown off his athleticism at the combine, he could have easily went before Packers first round pick Jordan Morgan. I truly believe that. Now that's multiple strays towards Jordan Morgan. I'm sorry, man, but we just don't like the Packers around here. But that's also how good Omega-G can be. He's also a hometown kid. Right now, he's working on being 100% for mini camps, and he's excited to get to work with Chris Morgan. This guy is an elite athlete and a lifelong Bears fan. He has already said he won't allow Caleb Williams to get touched behind him. I can't wait to see this guy develop as a Bear. And don't worry, Iowa fans, I didn't forget our punter either. A guy who broke the NCAA record for most total punt yards, best net average, and most punts inside the 20-yard line. The guy who carried Iowa's offense and was a fan favorite, easily the best punter in the NFL draft, Tory Taylor. Ryan Poles calls Taylor one of the best punters he's ever seen, and Matt Eberflus calls him a weapon for our special teams. As Bears fans, we learned the importance of special teams from Devin Hester. And this is the year he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we might now have a new weapon on special teams. No, there's never going to be another Devin Hester, and I'm not suggesting that Taylor is anything like Devin Hester, but there might only be one Tory Taylor, a guy that can actually be a weapon on special teams as a punter. On top of that, the NFL is becoming more and more specialized, and NFL punters are getting better and better every year. After having the absolute worst punt unit in the league last year, it's time for the Bears to make an upgrade there, and it very well could play a major factor in the outcome of some games. Tory Taylor, welcome to the Chicago Bears. What a draft class by Ryan Poles. Starting out by taking the generational quarterback and then landing an absolute stud wide receiver and perfect pick in Rome Odunze. He followed that up by landing a potential bookend tackle in Karan Omega-G, a guy with a ton of potential. And right there, Poles may have successfully landed a QB1, a wide receiver 1, and starting offensive tackle, 3 premium positions all in one draft. But he wasn't done yet, addressing the special teams by adding a guy dubbed as the generational punter and by adding a pass rusher. This draft class was an easy A++ for me, and that's without even considering the players we acquired from trades with our other picks. Technically, Montez Sweat, Keenan Allen, and Ryan Bates are also part of this draft class, making it easily the best offseason and best draft class by the Bears in my lifetime. And that is not overhyping these guys either. I liked every single one of these players well before the draft and couldn't be happier that we got them. Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham have successfully rebuilt the Chicago Bears. And now it's about turning this franchise into winners. Yes, we are putting a lot of expectations on a rookie quarterback, but Caleb has the talent, and our roster has the talent around him to withstand that. As long as this team stays healthy, knocking on wood, I see no way we are not competing for a playoff spot this season and every year going forward. This is a new era of Chicago Bears football, and in one offseason, Ryan Poles has brought in 2 number 1 receivers, a franchise quarterback, an all-pro safety, and upgraded the trenches, both the offense and defensive line, as well as the special teams unit. Ryan Poles has done an incredible job in one of the most important off seasons in Bears history, again proven to me why he was the right man for the job. Thanks to everyone who watches. I really appreciate you guys. If you're excited about this team's future, please hit that like button and give me a bear down in the comments. We're on a mission to take the NFC North. I have a ton more content on the way. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.